What is going on, my friends? Hope you all are doing well. It is Tuesday, January 17th, and I just put up that quote, and I'm just going to read it for y'all right now, just because I think it's a fantastic quote. Every time we witness an injustice and do not act, we train our character to be passive in its presence and thereby eventually lose all ability to defend ourselves and all those that we love. And I bring up this statement not because it's just a powerful and such a truthful statement, but because today there's a big news story that isn't being talked about at all. I don't see it trending anywhere, and I'm sure it's trending somewhere, but it's definitely not trending on Facebook. But basically, Chelsea Manning, also known as Bradley Manning, you may be aware that he was a U.S. I believe it was was he Army? U.S. Army? I believe it was U.S. soldier. He was an Army soldier who was convicted by the court-martial in July 2013 for violations of the Espionage Act. Basically, he had released. She technically had released various documents to WikiLeaks, which obviously were government property and violated obviously the rules of why am I even I don't know why I'm not even saying this correctly. Basically, like he released unclassified information that was sensitive military and diplomatic documents. Sorry, gosh, I'm totally fucking this up. Okay, so anyways, Chelsea Manning. So this happened this happened in 2013 officially. I'm just gonna call her she. Chelsea Manning was officially sentenced to 35 years in prison for releasing these documents. And today marks an important day because Obama officially has stated that, basically said that she will be released in May. Instead of 35 years, he's reducing the sentence to 4 months, and that's it. So, why is this big news? This is obvious. The obvious fact is that, like, Chelsea Manning, she told the truth, and in the end, she won. But she had to face so much to do this. And there's a part of me that is like so happy about what just went down. Like, I'm so like grateful and like, wow, like this is such a big deal. This is so huge for America. This is so huge. And there's another part of me that's like so upset in a lot of different ways. First of all, the obvious one for me is that like no one really cares about this. I just feel like there just isn't like this excitement that there should be. Like, I feel like in general, like the collective in America is unaware of like what some of the things that do really matter. And I can't ever say for sure that people like Snowden or Julian Assange or Chelsea Manning. I can't say that what they release or the information that they're releasing is fair and of good judgment. But according to what just happened, what Chelsea Manning released was of good judgment, and she shouldn't have been penalized for it. And the crazy thing is that so basically, to go back and if you're not much aware, if you don't know much about the story. In 2010, Chelsea Manning was basically convicted of this crime, and basically for 3 years she was held without trial and tortured, forced to spend 23 out of 24 hours a day inside solitary confinement, which is like absolutely insane. That's just absolutely insane. Sometimes she was forced to just stand naked. She would basically not allowed to exercise. Like, this kind of crap. Like, that's just insane. First of all, that's just like, you should never ever do that to I don't care what you did. Like, you should never do that to any human. It's just beyond that. And on top of that, you should never do that to someone that, like, oh my God, that is telling the truth. So this person, Chelsea Manning, told the truth, gets thrown into hell, just literally just put into hell, and so spends 3 years in hell, then gets a trial, and then has spent 4 more years in prison. She's tried to commit suicide twice. She, on top of this, she is transgender. You know, like when she was in the military, she hid it. She called herself Bradley, but she's transgender and identifies as a woman. And not only is she going through this crap with the United States, but she has, you know, dealing with her own sexual, like, understanding herself sexually and, like, wanting to change and get this hormone treatment. It's like, I'm just like, when I think of this person, I think, wow, like, you're a highly evolved individual, you know, and, like, the fact that you can put yourself, I mean, like, obviously it's forced, but, like, I want to, like, connect with this type of individual. Like, who are you after all this, you know? There's a part of me that just feels like this type of person is, oh God, I can't even imagine what, like, type of, like, how strong you have to be to just like survive that. It just is, it's beyond my comprehension. But so I don't know, like, this whole thing is just, like, honestly, it's insane. So anyways, Obama was gonna pardon someone. Basically, like, he was gonna pardon someone. It was either gonna be Snowden, Assange, or Manning, and he chose Manning, which makes sense. I think Snowden is. I think he's a little too. I feel like he has this movement going more so than Manning. Well, Manning really helped his movement, and then Assange jumped on that as well. Well, they've all been, you know, doing it simultaneously. Actually, who would be the first one? I think Manning, then Assange. Would that be it? Probably. Yeah. Actually, I think Assange's been doing. It was Assange, then Manning, then Snowden. So, anyways, this was gonna happen. It's just. Well, there was at least a good chance that this was gonna happen. And, anyways, I'm feeling. Yeah, it's just like it's a huge topic. It's a huge topic. I'm gonna read some quotes from him. And I'm sorry for being like, you know, I feel like I'm just like, this isn't like very straight. This isn't straightforward. But I think I'm going to get better at showing these news stories. But this is so important. And honestly, I'm feeling emotional about it because it's such a big deal. And I just don't feel like it's taken seriously. I don't feel like Americans truly understand the ramifications of what's happening, of everything that's been happening with Snowden and Assange, with Manning. Like, what the hell? You know, it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. Like, if true information is not seen as true, I don't care what the situation is. If it's not seen as true, then, like, we're gonna have a big issue, because what we're moving into is a world where information is going to be used in ways that we have never ever comprehended before. Like, we thought we had information technology, but we're gonna have information technology on steroids in just a few years. We already do have it, but, like, it's gonna be insane. So if information, like, is hid from the public on a consistent basis, we're going to move into a place where it's not going to be a happy place to be. It's not going to be a place where you call yourself free. Unfortunately, that's the case. So, a couple statements from Manning. She said, "I understand that my actions violate the law. It's never my intent to hurt anyone. I only wanted to help people. When I chose to discuss classified information, I did so out of a love for my country and a sense of duty for others. I will serve my time knowing that sometimes you have to pay a heavy price to live in a free society." Yeah, and it's the truth. I think that's very true. You do have to pay to live in a free society. Like, someone has to be that one. And she didn't have to do this. She did not have to share these documents. No. 0%. And I sure as hell, I can't even imagine. I mean, like, can you just imagine spending 7 years of your life in prison? Not only just in prison, but being brutally, what's the word? What do they even say? Yeah, cruel, inhuman, degrading treatment for 3 years, and then another 4 years in regular prison. Like, can you imagine that? And on top of all that, you're transgender. Like, I feel the hurt. I feel that. And it's just like, it makes me so sad that something like this happened. I'm so grateful that Obama made the right choice. He made the right decision. But like, where are we? It's just like, it makes me think, like, where are we living? Like, it's so important for us to be aware of this. And it's like, it's so important for us to like know this shit. Because I feel like a good majority of people do not know this stuff. They're not paying attention, and it's just like the whole with Hillary Clinton and issues with WikiLeaks and the government trying to suggest that WikiLeaks is sharing false information or has ties with Russia. Ultimately, there's this like, I don't know, it's just like, well, it's like there's this perspective that's trying to be achieved, and that perspective is, let's demonize the truth sayers, and that's always how it is, right? It's like what do they say? They say, if you're gonna tell the truth, make sure to make them laugh or they'll kill you. It's so true. How fucking true is that? It's the truest thing in the world. And honestly, it scares me because I'm definitely someone who would tell the truth, and it's like, I just would be someone who would be willing to sacrifice myself for the greater good, and I hope there's a lot of other people out there like that, because that's what's necessary in order to make a transition to a world that is free. It's just necessary, and it goes back to that first quote that I showed. It's like, every time we witness an injustice and do not act, we train our character to be passive in its presence and thereby eventually lose all ability to defend ourselves and those we love. It's like, by being a coward, you lose your rights. That's just the bottom line, And thank God we have some like fucking amazing idols to look up to that are putting everything that they have on the line for us. And what do? We focus on what are the top trending. What's the top trending stories right now on Facebook? Let's see. I don't know. It's Gmail. Even tech-savvy Gmail users fooled by sophisticated phishing technique. I don't know. Anyways, it's not even important. The fact that he's not even up there, she's not even up there, is like ridiculous. But anyways, that's my rant for that. I hope that I don't know. Hopefully, if you didn't hear that story, you hear it now and you understand it now. I would go read about what happened to Chelsea. Like, look into that. Look into Snowden. Look into Assange. Follow WikiLeaks. Like, it's important. It's so important. It's like one of the most important. It's like in terms of politics. I guess for me, like, the only politics that matter to me are like these guys, because they're doing the work. They're doing the work that actually matters, and you always know that you're doing a good job when, like, one, no one agrees with you, or two, you're in prison because you might disestablish a system that may not have the best intentions. I don't know that. I don't know for sure. It's not something I'm saying for sure. But like, if we lived in a system that truly like would emphasize truth, it just wouldn't be like this. We just wouldn't be set up like this. So, anyways, it's just an interesting place to be, and I just feel odd about it, But, anyways, that's all I had about that today. Kind of shifting gears a bit. I just kind of want to go into like talking about this creative project. I feel like yesterday, like, I wasn't really happy with the show, It was like one of those days where I was like, yeah, God, I'm not really happy with this, or like something needs to change, And then today it's like, today I had all these like epiphanies, like, this is what I need to do. What I need to do is start, basically, what I'm going to be doing is start developing prototypes for shows, and this is technically a prototype, but it's not anywhere where I want it to be yet. So like, we're gonna get that height, and eventually this will be a show that's actually worth watching. Right now it's like, now we're not there yet, but it's like me like streaming live. This creative process is honestly one of the best things I've ever done. And as much as this like today, it's 8 o'clock at night for me. Like, I worked a long day, and like, this is ultimately actually something I wanted to do, but something that like is another thing on my plate, and I still have work to be done tonight. Like, it's one of those things. Like, the fact that I'm committing to it and making it happen, it's like my daily focus, that's a huge deal. And I really feel that this is the key to really becoming a powerful creative. Just the ability to commit, regardless, and just staying to it. And so, yesterday I was feeling a bit down after my show. I was like, this isn't what I want, this isn't where I'm going. And it's those moments that make you think like, oh shit, okay, I gotta change directions, I gotta shift, let's do that. So, anyways, that being said, I do want to start sharing more news stories. I want to be sharing more stuff about technology, more stuff about science, more stuff about creativity, things that I'm interested in, new topics and stories. I need to do more research. I need to prepare things more. I need to figure out a process that works better. So that's really what I'm looking to do. And I feel free. I feel like invincible because I really truly don't give a shit what anyone else thinks about what I'm doing right now because I know it's a creative process, and I literally focused on the process to say fuck the content will come, the process is now, let's focus on the process, and let's see where we get there with that. So anyways, that's where I'm at with that. I'm really looking forward to improving on things, and that surely will come in very near dear time. I feel like 2 months from now, the show will be very much different. There will be hopefully a few different shows, and ultimately I do want to get some consistent shows where I am interacting with another individual, another person. So we have thoughts and ideas for that, but I'll share more as I go. So anyways, thank you all for watching. I will talk to you later. Check out the Chelsea Manning story when you can. I'll post the link below. But anyways, love you all. Peace and love.